Next thing I know, I'm coming up to the fire, and they're like, "Where have you been?" I mean, what do you mean? Where? I was just up at the field. You won't believe what I just saw. I told them that. And they were like, "Man, we've been looking you all night."
Wow.
My son was missing. He wasn't there with him. I'm like, "Well, I just realized it." So I'm like, "Where's Chris Jr.?" They said, "Well, he's been gone 2 hours. We went looking for you, 2 of us did, while one guy stayed at the fire. And Chris Jr. went on foot down in the woods looking for you. Where I had gone earlier that day for a little while, I'd walked into the back of the cul-de-sac, just killing time. And so I left them immediately looking for him. And when I found him, he was in shock. He was hiding under some real thick shrubbery. And he was crying. And he was asking me, "Where have you been? Why'd you leave me, Daddy? Why'd you leave me?" I said, "I didn't, son. I just walked up to the field. I wasn't gone 20 minutes. He said, "No, you've been gone all night. We've been looking you all night."
How long were you gone?
4 hours. And I thought 20 minutes had passed. And now my son is in shock. And he's telling me about creatures that he had seen. They thought they were, what he first thought when he saw them were these 2 balls of light, little red balls, and he described it as, he thought a flashlight. Somebody was carrying a red flashlight.
These were the same balls of light you saw?
Yeah, but these were small. He's seen them.
Like orbs?
Yeah, he could see them way down the path. The way I went, he could see a good 500 yards down that path, 400 yards. And he saw 2 red lights cross the road, small ones. So he runs over to the fire to tell the guys that he had seen somebody with a flashlight cross the road. Red, he said. Then he went back to where he was. And when he went back, these same lights came out of the woods, came back out on the road, and started towards him. And when they got within 25 yards of him, he began to see there were these little beings about this high.
What did they look like?
They were glowing, sort of like plasma, with red glowing eyes, like about this big, round.
Will they look more animal or more human?
More human, like a little child, 3 or 4 years old. But they were plasma-like glowing.
Did it scare him?
Scared him really bad. In fact, that started, if you read the book, you'll read about his journey from that point. Because it got hard when I came home to tell it. You know, I don't have any more Crohn's, because the next day when I got up, it was gone, right?
Your Crohn's disease was gone the next day?
Gone. Overnight, it went away. And I'd suffered almost 18 years with it.
Now, what had happened to you during these 4 hours?
I didn't know, George. I had no clue until a year and a half later. I met a Harvard-trained hypnotherapist, trained under Dr. John Mack. The Discovery Channel brought him, and MUFON, and he did a regression on me, and he said...
At your request or his?
Oh, at my request. His, too, but it was to begin with, the first thing he did was to unlock whatever they did to me. And he said, and you're going to remember it all, but I programmed it to be over a period of time instead of it all coming right away. So it just started coming back over the years, and exactly a part of what happened. I don't remember it all, but...
Somewhere along the line, they cured you.
Yeah. Yeah, they took it away. I was taking medicine for 17 and a half years for Crohn. And at that point, I never took another pill. Then I developed rheumatoid arthritis. And they thought maybe the Crohn's came back as rheumatoid. So I went through all this testing. I went to Chapel Hill Hospital to do testing on that. And they found out it has no relevance. It's gone. It never came back as rheumatoid.